Hello everyone, welcome to Urbanscape Bangalore, and in this episode we will be learning about the Dianthus plant. So the Dianthus has around 300 species of plants and it is a native of Europe and Asia. It is also found in some parts of Africa as well. So there are different types of dianthuses that are grown across the world. Some are annual, some are perennial, and some are biennial. So perennial plants are the ones that keep coming year after year. Annual plants survive for 1 year and biennial plants survive for 2 years. So let us see how the dianthus got its name. So the dios in the dianthus stands for divine and the anthos stands for flowers. So it is actually called the divine flower. So the dianthus is majorly grown because of its beautiful flowers. The flowers are formed in clusters with frilled petal edges. So this is the characteristic feature of a dianthus flower. The flowers of the dianthus comes in wide varieties of colors from red to white to pink to yellow. This is a very heavily hybridized plant and you can find a lot of multicolors as well. They say that the dianthus plant actually gives out a very spicy, mild fragrance. However, I have never smelt anything of that sort. Maybe it is present in some varieties of the dianthus. So the dianthus can be grown as a ground cover, as a border plant. It can be also grown in hanging baskets and vertical gardens. So let us now talk about the growing conditions of the dianthus. So the dianthus likes full sun to part sun. So a minimum of 5 to 6 hours of sunlight is required for this plant to perform really well and to bloom throughout the year. However, if you are staying in a place which gets scorching hot afternoon sun, then you might want to protect it from that blazing heat. Too much of hot blazing sun would actually cause undue stress to the plant and the plant may die. So now let us talk about the watering requirements of the dianthus plant. So the dianthus loves consistent watering, however it does not like overwatering because the roots are quite sensitive and overwatering could cause root rot and the plant may die. So now let us talk about the potting mix that I would recommend for you to grow your dianthus plants. So you can use 50% sand, 40% garden soil and 10% compost. So now let us talk about the fertilizer requirement of this plant. So the dianthus is a very heavy feeder, so you can fertilize this plant at least 2 days in a month. So if you have compost that is very easily available at home, then you can use that as a fertilizer, or you can also purchase some seaweed emulsions or fish emulsions to boost the flowering capacity of this plant. You can use other synthetic fertilizers as well, but make sure that the pK component in the NPK fertilizer is higher than the nitrogen content. So now let us look at the root system of the dianthus plant. So the dianthus has a very unique mat-shaped root structure that runs over the soil. A single stem produces many plantlets like this. Do not separate the plant when it is of this size. If you grow this on the ground and you have a lot of dianthuses sprouting out, then you could divide it. So folks, do not repeat what I have done here actually, because by separating the plant at this size, I've actually destroyed this plant. So the one that I'm holding here will not grow because it does not have any stem or anything of that sort. However, I can use the stem cuttings of this plant to grow a new plant. However, the roots are useless. So the tried and tested method of growing a dianthus plant or propagating it is with the help of a stem cutting or with the help of seeds. So the dianthus variety that you see in front of you is probably a perennial. However, I would need to wait and watch. Now let us talk about deadheading this plant. So deadheading is nothing but removing spent blooms or dried out flowers. So these flowers have to be removed so that you can encourage the plant to bloom further. So now let us move on to another plant of the same family. It is the carnations. The carnations is also scientifically called the dianthus. So you do not really have to worry about segregating these two into two boxes because they are the same. They belong in the same family. They have the same characteristics. However, the carnations that I have here is actually an annual. It gives out blooms, it produces seeds, and it dies. So the flowers of the carnations will be multi-petaled and the flowers of the dianthus will be more or less flat. That is, you can see the center very clearly. Just like the dianthus, there are different varieties of carnations, and carnations have a lot of religious significance. It also has a lot of cultural background. It is the national flower of Monaco. So it is a very beautiful plant and very loved all across the world. The leaves of the carnations are a little longer than the dianthus plant. So the dianthus have a very grassy look, whereas the carnations grow really tall. So I'd actually grown this from seeds, and I'd bought this seed from a supermarket, and actually the packet said dianthus. So I am a little more confused now because this almost looks like a carnation. It almost looks like a dianthus. So I am a little confused. So if you can probably put me out of this confusion, then I'll be really happy. However, please do not worry because the carnations is also called the dianthus. The dianthus is also called the dianthus. So do not worry. Both are the dianthus regardless of what kind of plant you grow. It is the same condition that these two plants require, and it is a very beautiful plant to look at. So some of these long dianthuses / carnations would require you to stake the plant because this could get a little spindly and wobbly, and it could fall very easily with the slightest gush of wind. So folks, do not worry, I will definitely show you the propagation of the dianthus plant with the help of stem cuttings as well as seeds in another episode. So for the propagation, in the meanwhile, you can definitely look at my older videos. The links will be provided below. However, I have not covered all the details of the dianthus plant in that particular episode. So that is it, folks. We have come to the end of another episode of Urbanscape Bangalore, and I really hope that you liked the information that was given in this video, and I would definitely be looking forward to your valuable suggestions, feedbacks, and you can do that by commenting in the comment box below. Also, please do not forget to follow me on Instagram and Facebook, the link to which will be provided below. If you liked this episode, then please do not forget to subscribe, like, and share. Until we meet again, a very warm goodbye.